NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
We know how.
Parents and young athletes pushing against the state's decision to restrict competitive sports, saying it is time to get back to business. Right now, a rally is being planned that will include hundreds of young athletes. Thanks for joining us for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Mark Mullen.
We just opened up playgrounds. How can you justify really opening up playgrounds for these kids coming out there and you're not opening up youth sports?
Well, Bob Turner, as you saw from the title beneath his face there, is executive director of Presidio Soccer League, which oversees 51 clubs and in turn thousands of players in San Diego County. He's organizing a Saturday rally calling on all youth sports organizations and parents and athletes to sound off and convince state leaders to let them play. Some parents with whom we spoke say they are traveling to surrounding states now, which do allow competitive play. Turner says if given the chance, local leagues can safely and responsibly reopen.
If they would let us manage this better by opening it up and letting us do it, we can manage it. The problem is right now you have rogue teams going out there because they're over it, and they're going out and having these practices outside of what would be our structure and our guidelines.
For now, the state has no immediate plans to change the rules. A rally is being planned for Saturday at 10 a.m. on the West Plaza of the County Administration Building. A new poll about distance learning backs up what parents may already be feeling. Thumbs down.
My kids don't want to, they're not motivated to do the distance learning at all. They get onto their Chromebooks, but as far as actually doing their work, a lot of the times they're playing games.
Nonprofit education news group ED Source states that 79% of parents that they surveyed say they're struggling with distance learning. Their two biggest challenges are sustaining their child's interest and motivating them to study in the first place. The group says now is more important than ever to have constant communication with your child's teachers and make sure they are completing their tasks. The event industry has taken a huge hit this year. Weddings, corporate events, and conventions have all had to be postponed, a lot of times canceled. It's especially tough for event planners who have been basically out of work. Today we spoke to one event planner named Amy, a local event planner who has been in the business for 12 years. She says she had to go from a two-income household to solely relying on her husband, and now she is unsure when she will be able to find work again.
I don't know when my next paycheck is coming. I don't know when my next client is coming, and that's really caused a lot of financial devastation. Normally we'll plan between 80 and 100 weddings per year. I have a team of 5 event managers who plan these weddings, and this year we're down to 6.
More than 100 event professionals from across the state are planning to head to Sacramento next Tuesday, dressed in wedding dresses and tuxedos to bring awareness to their struggling industry. Hundreds of Regal Cinema Theater screens will be going dark tonight after the company announced it is suspending operations until further notice after struggling. Roughly 4,000 employees, including here in San Diego, will be out of work. Theaters across the state have been allowed to have a maximum of 25% capacity. Still, even with that, customers have been hesitant to return.
I'm a theater person. I probably normally go about once every time there's a new movie, but right now it's just unsafe. So I think the spacing is not right. So I just think it's a good thing for them to close right now.
So that's the fear. We learned that at least one Regal theater in our county will stay open. The Carlsbad location states on its website that it will, quote, continue to remain open at this time. No reason was given. Governor Newsom says he is in no rush to reopen theme parks across California and that the state will let science and data make that determination. It's a big issue in San Diego since tourism is a big part of our economy. SeaWorld, Legoland, Belmont Park has had to cut several positions over the last few months. All three say they are ready to safely reopen. We'll hold a news conference tomorrow to demonstrate their COVID-19 safety protocols. Well, it's finally starting to feel like San Diego weather, but will these temperatures last through the weekend? We'll check in with Dagmar right after this quick break.
NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. We know how.
Time for a new water heater? Call Bill Howe, San Diego's most trusted plumber since 1980. So whether you are looking at a traditional tank or a tankless water heater, you know who to call.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. Because we know how.
Looking at our Friday, it will continue along the trend that we have been feeling, which is a cool down. So your temperatures will continue to cool down along those coastal zones. You'll be right around that low 70 mark along the coastal zones. Inland valleys, you'll see the mid 70s. Mountains, right around 70 degrees. And those deserts, you'll have right around that mid 90 mark. A few clouds here and there, but otherwise you're looking at a beautiful fall day.
Well, it's winter go home for the Padres tonight, right? The season is officially on the line after the Dodgers took a 2-zip lead in the series last night. Talk about a nail-biter right up to the final pitch, but we are hoping things go in the Padres' favor. We'll have also a new episode of our On Fire podcast with reaction to Game 3 tonight, and hopefully there will be more wins to talk about. It's going to do it for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Mark Mullen. Be safe. Have a good night.